hit it again.
Yep.
What was that guy's name? Aaron Lopez? Yeah.
One of the, was it shipmasters or something?
Yeah,
like that?
one of the shipmasters. Something Levy. Last name was Levy.
Yeah,
something.
they were all so-called Jews, you know? They all owned the slave ships, you know, which, like I said, they were used mostly for slavery, but they had other commodities in there.
That's it. You see?
You know? And that's what made the so-called
And we were just a
great.
commodity. That's all we were.
Right.
We were a living soul that we were used as commodity. And then you're going to be the new commodity. You know?
Hey, because in the book of Revelation 18, you know, it speaks about that they sold all different types of wares, and it said souls of men and slaves.
And slaves, yeah.
You know, so that's how America became rich.
That's how they get down.
That's how the devil gets down. That's how the so-called Jews got the bulk of their money.
And now it's time for you to pay.
That's right.
Right.
And you are going to pay. And
Yeah.
everything that's in this book is going to come to pass.
That's right.
That's right.
Everything that's in this book is going to come to pass.
That's right.
They like that rap song. Annie up!
That's it. That's it.
That's it, man.
Clap that fool.
Yep. See the man shining? Get up off them. It says God and
It's
man.
done. It's over. It's
Yeah.
over.
That's right.
It's over. It says Gog and Magog to gather them together to battle.
Those are the Russians. Go ahead.
The number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
Yeah.
Because
All those armies.
Yeah.
All those armies.
that's right. It says, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about and the beloved city.
Now that's twofold. The beloved city is the land of Israel, but it's also the people of Israel. Because they're going to be looking to destroy us.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It says, that the camp of the saints about and the beloved city, and fire came down from the Most High out of heaven to devour them.
And
Back
we
to tell
read
you
that
how
a couple
about
of
some-
times where it spoke about fire. A couple of different times, man. James 5, what else? Job 20.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's those missiles and the laser beams from
And
the
lasers
chariot.
From the
Yep.
chariot. Yep. Yep.
That's your ass, Esau.
And that's how you're going to be destroyed.
That's right.
By
Violence.
violence.
Oh.
Revelation 18.
In the first War of the Worlds, they showed that when they went against the military, the chariots went against the military, and the first War of the Worlds, and that laser beam, that green light came out, and pretty much vaporized them. All you saw was dust on the ground.
Yep.
And this is the first War of the
The
Worlds,
one in the
the 50s,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah. For back then, that shows you that dude H.G. Wells, you know, he was inside of.
Oh, H.G. Wells, yeah. And he wrote that way back in the latter 1800s.
Check that
He
out.
also wrote Time Machine too. H.G. Wells.
H.G. Wells, yeah.
Go ahead.
Then,
Oh yeah, when they went to the future, it was the Morlocks eating up the Eloi, which is fucking bullshit. And they made them look like half monkeys, half men with dreadlocks, you know, looking all sinister. And they would have the Eloi, which the word Eloi goes to the word enlightened one, the Illuminati, and they were Scandinavian looking.
Yeah,
That's
Norwegian.
not
yeah.
how the kingdom's gonna be.
Oh hell no.
Yeah.
They showed you that in the fucking original movie with Robert Taylor, man. They had the fucking Morlocks, and Moor meaning black, and they were
Locks.
black, man.
Yeah.
Yep, Morlocks, yep. So these devils, man, they know, man.
Yeah, they look like niggas.
Yeah,
The
crazy looking niggas.
crazy looking niggas.
Hey, well,
They were eating Edomites.
the
Cut.
whole series of Planet of the Apes. You know,
Esau fucking knows,
He
man.
knows. He
Yeah.
knows.
Esau knows, but he doesn't know.
Yep. And they can't just come out straight out and put and make a movie and call it Planet of the Jakes,
You should plan on it, Jake.
you know, and just have Jakes terrorizing Edomites and putting them in captivity.
Right.
Even though that's what that symbolically that movie meant.
Right.
Zero called this guy
Bright eyes.
Bright Eyes. He called
Yeah.
him Bright Eyes, which is another way of saying Illuminati.
Yeah.
And she
His
was
eyes are open.
she was all in love with him,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like the
because that's
nigga woman.
Yep,
woman.
yep,
Love to
yep,
fucking cry, man. They should have killed their ass, man.
Yeah, they should have.
You know, General
Ursus.
Ursus should have did away with that bitch.
Yeah, and even the one with Mark Wahlberg, you know that bitch. She was on.
Yeah, it was a black,
Yeah.
that black bitch.
She was all over this dude, man.
Yeah.
All over Marky Mark.
Marky Mark.
This is Revelation 18:1. And after these things,
Marky Mark.
I
was
s-
funky.
after these things,
That guy made a fool of himself when he was doing
Yeah,
the basketball tournament on MTV. He threw his pants down. He was running, acting like a damn fool. Now he's a serious actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know he regrets that shit. You know.
Yep.
Go ahead.
You had,
says-
you had a nigga moment.
Yeah. Well, he might be a nigga.
Might
Yeah, he might
He
be.
is.
Yeah.
him and Donnie.
Yeah. Niggas, man.
It says,
Niggas.
yep.
God.
And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Now, back in the day, High Priest Ariel used to break it down, saying that's when Esau came in and took the North American Indians down the tribe of Gad. No, that's talking about after the smoke is clear. After, in other words, John the Apostle, saw the actual destruction of Babylon, which is current day America.
God.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of a fornication. And the kings of the...
So we know that that's not talking about ancient Babylon.
Right.
You know, we know that that's not talking about the Babylon of Nebuchadnezzar and is it Belteshazzar or Belshazzar?
Belshazzar.
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 Yeah, because
Belteshazzar was Daniel's
Right.
Babylonian name. Wasn't talking about that because read that verse again.
It says, for all nations have drunk...
Not talking about all nations. The Babylonian Empire didn't have control of all nations. They had control of that region.
That's right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of a fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
And that didn't happen to the ancient Babylonians. Go ahead.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of
That's
the
America.
delicacies.
That's
Yep.
America.
That's right.
Yep. That's right. You know, that's why all these nations they'll make wares cheap and send them to America and sell them for a lot more money.
The greatest consumer nation on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
America.
America.
It's all about commerce.
It's all about commerce.
Commerce.
Commerce, nigga.
Commerce, nigga.
Guns and butter.
Guns and butter. Now what are the guns?
Go ahead.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins.
Now, another thing that was taught back in the day, because we check out everything. Now, we go back behind what Ariel and the men back then was teaching, and they were saying we got to get out of America before Most High destroy this place. They ain't talking about that. It's talking about, this goes hand in hand with Revelation 11 chapter. Angels are going to come down and they're going to give a shout at the last trump. And they're going to be and not Donald, they're going to be beamed up.
That's right.
That's right.
Although he's going to usher in the last trump.
Yeah. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. And those plagues are those missiles and the fire, concentrated fire from the chariots.
Yeah.
It says, For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities, because it's time for you to pay. You know, the Most High is long-suffering. That's why he said, what if the Most High, willing to show his wrath, endure with much long-suffering
The vessels of wrath
fitted
fitted
to
for
destruction?
destruction. Yeah.
Because the Most High is long-suffering. You know, that's why even to this day you think the Most High is with you, because the Most High hasn't really moved on you yet.
So wait a minute. If they're the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, why is the Lord going to give them something that leads to life?
Exactly.
Why is the Lord going to give them the truth that represents life when they're vessels of wrath fitted for destruction?
They don't make sense.
Yeah.
That's
They
confusion.
were created to be destroyed.
Yeah.
That's confusion.
Yeah.
And it is written, the Lord is not the author of confusion.
God.
So
Hey, the Most High is a tailor, man. He tailor made them to be the devil.
Yeah.
And to be destroyed.
the Lord know what the hell He's doing.
Con. It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you.
Yeah, reach under heaven. They got their bullshit out there in outer space.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Space stations and
Like the Lord really wants that up there in outer space,
That's
right?
it. That's it.
It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works.
And I can't see how you can't get amped about these words. They flow right through your spirit, man. They amp you up, man.
yeah.
Con. That's right. It says, in the cup which she had filled to her double. So that means, I mean, the amount of wickedness this devil has done, it's going to be double, man. And you know, the things that we know in history, and the things that we know that was done to the different tribes, that's only what we know about.
What we know,
There's
yeah,
things
yeah.
that we don't even know about.
Don't even know about, yeah.
That the Lord knows about.
Yep.
You know? That when that time comes, that's going to be brought into our memories. You know?
Yeah.
Because the Lord said we're going to do it according to His anger, and according to His fury.
His fury, yeah.
It says, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. Because we were speaking about that earlier. You know how these devils are living the lavish life. You know, have a want for nothing. You know, they're pampered from the time they get up in the morning to the time they go to sleep.
That's it.
Glorified herself with their so-called American anthem.
Yep.
Oh, say, can you
Yep.
say? Come on,
Well,
man.
Aretha Franklin, she did the anthem for like over 4 minutes. So she's, you know, when she's part of that,
Yep.
Yeah,
that
ilk.
that ilk, that brand, you know.
And when they have you sing it, you got to sing it with feeling and passion.
Well, Jake likes it, sing it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Marvin Gaye in the Olympics, right before he got popped. He did the by his father. He got popped by pops. Check that out. He got popped by pops.
Yeah.
Hey, he sang for the basketball game. It's on YouTube. He's all, you know how Marvin can sing or could sing. He's all into, you know, singing that shit.
Shucking and jive.
That's it. That's it.
It says, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
Yeah, she's proud.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire.
And that's going to happen. Just like the scripture says, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
That's right. For strong is the Lord power who judgeth her.
Yeah.
And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Why are they going to lament? Because they're not going to be able to make that money no more.
And they're going to see it because you got satellites around the earth
Yep.
that will broadcast images of America burning red hot, man.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
I mean, you
The
got
whole world's going to see it.
that's right. You got satellites right now that's showing different images of the space around the world.
That's right.
You know?
Google Earth.
Yeah, that's right. It says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
That, when the World Trade Centers went down, that was a major event worldwide. That was breaking news around the world,
Around the world.
literally.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's going to be like a day of a walk in the park compared to when this whole place, Babylon, is destroyed. It's going to be major breaking. It's going to be on BBC, RT,
Al Jazeera.
Al Jazeera.
Al Jazeera. What's the one? Euro News.
There's another one, QNN News.
Different African news, Press TV, the major news companies and the small companies, man.
Yeah. Hey, just like they were broadcasting the World Trade Center situation in England. You know,
Right,
in
right.
different places around the world.
Right.
You know, that's like a small inkling of what's coming. I always remember scripture Apostle always goes to where Abraham saw the smoke of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah,
from
that's
far off,
yeah.
You know,
Well, they had a satellite picture of the two buildings from outer space. There's smoke.
You upload that. That's not going to come out upside down, right?
no, shit.
Yeah, plume of smoke. A huge plume of smoke.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, it's seen from outer space. And that's just 2 buildings.
That's it.
So how much more America?
And
when
that shook up,
Yeah.
that stopped the whole world, man.
Yeah.
Literally, man.
Yeah.
That was major news.
Con. It says, verse, I'll read 10 again. It says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
And it's going to take place inside of 1 hour, because what's going to destroy the place are these missiles, these
Yep.
intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Yep, and it takes about good, 25 minutes or a half hour to launch from one country or over here. And the Lord gave them that technology to destroy themselves. They're thinking it's for them to advance their military, but it's the Lord that gave them that technology to bring His judgment upon them.
And at the same time, the skies are going to be covered with chariots.
Con.
Because the prophecy says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him.
Con.
So how they going to see him? They're going to see them clouds, them chariots. That's going to be all over the world.
That's right. It says, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. They don't give a damn about this place, and about the morality of it, and because Esau's the devil.
No man shall buy his merchandise anymore, because nobody's going to be here.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Nobody's going to be here.
And they're gonna lose out because all that merchandise they got here, they ain't gonna get paid for it. Oh man, fucking heathens, man. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and linen, and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all iron wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and
And
ornaments.
that's all brought over here by way of these ships, these tanker ships, merchant ships,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves.
Chariots meaning cars.
And
You have these imports, from Japan, Mercedes-Benz,
Yep.
from Germany, from Japan. You have the from Korea. What was that car company?
Oh, Italy.
Hyundai,
Cars from Italy.
Toyota. All right.
Fiat. What's that? Italy? Italian sports cars.
Yeah, yep. And slaves and souls of men. It says, and the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones.
And that can only be talking about America, because at one
yeah.
time, the dream for people around the world, the dream was to come to America. You know?
Yeah, the streets
Even
are
Arnold
paved.
Schwarzenegger said that he had a dream, and he's from Germany. You know? And he had a dream to come to America.
Yeah, the streets are paved with gold.
That's it.
Yeah, and then what is it? Isaiah 14 calls it the city of gold. How is the golden city ceased? It says, and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off.
Your merchant, what do you call it? Maritime
Shipmasters.
Admiralty. That whole maritime admiralty thing is for merchants to go from one side of the earth to the other side of the earth on ships, on these
Right.
merchant ships.
Yep.
This is a law of the high seas, right?
Law of the high seas.
It says, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried.
Now that was an ancient custom. When you mourn, you would pick up dust from the earth and put it on your head.
Kind of like Job did.
That's it. That's it. Go ahead.
It says, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city,
Babylon the Great,
wherein
America. Go ahead.
were made rich all that had ships.
Yeah, because the Chinese became rich because they export their goods to America and these other nations. India, you know. Now you have in Africa, in West Africa, you have, I think the number is 170,000 millionaires in Africa. And this is West Africa, and these are Jakes. And there was a story that was put out maybe about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, let's say 3 weeks ago, on the CNN program, Sunday morning program, Zareed Zakaria, where at the end, the last segment was about the U.S. is looking to get Africans, tech experts to come to the Americas. You know, and I spoke on that before.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So these Africans, which are really Jakes, they're mastering this. They have what's called if you go to the African, what do we call it, Silicon Valley, those Africans out there, they're heavy into technology, man. So America needs them now. So they're gonna bypass you Jakes over here to go over there to get them. Because you Jakes over here, you're gone, you're lost. The children out here, you're gone, you're lost. Go ahead,
This is back in verse 19. It says, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles.
Wait, hold up. That's the commandment.
That's
Most
right.
High told us, look, rejoice over her.
Right.
Oh man,
Rejoice over the fact that this place is going to be destroyed.
That's
we're
right.
gonna be happy as hell.
Oh, hell yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets.
And prophets.
yeah.
Go ahead.
For the Most High hath avenged you on her. The Most High is going to avenge.
That's right.
You know,
Well, he's gonna orchestrate it.
Yeah,
he's the avenger.
That's
He's
it.
the avenger.
He's the avenger.
That's
He's
right.
the avenger, not you, nigga.
that's right.
Go ahead.
And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone.
Did it say IUIC stone?
Nope.
Nope.
ISUPK
Did it say
stone.
ISUPK stone?
Nope.
How about Sakari?
Did it say Sakari sit down stone? It said
Sakari
a
sit
great
down stone.
millstone.
Great millstone, baby.
And we didn't even call ourselves that name. The Spirit gave us that name.
Con.
We never called ourselves Great Millstone, and that name stuck.
Yeah, it took a life of its own.
That's it. That's it. Go ahead.
And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon.
And that's how this place is going to be taken out.
Con.
Violently, man.
Con.
Go ahead.
It was established by violence.
That's it.
Yeah.
It says, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down and shall be found no more at all.
Damn.
That's it.
Praise the Most
Game
High.
over.
That's right.
Barakatah
End game.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
That's right.
Hold that and give me Isaiah 13. Start from the top.
Barakatah Yahweh Shem
And
Yahshua.
this is all going to happen.
That's right.
Con.
This is going to happen. The Most High said in the book, in Deuteronomy, by way of Moses, that we're going to come over here and cargo slave ships.
Yep.
That we were going to be cursed. And give you a laundry list of curses.
That's right.
So that happened.
That's right.
Then the scriptures say we were going to be raised back up. And that's happening right now.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're being raised up.
Right before his eyes.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
And great fear fell upon them.
That's
upon
it.
the devil.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
It says Isaiah 13:1, the burden of Babylon.
That's not talking about ancient Babylon. Although Isaiah thought it was talking about ancient Babylon, just like Jeremiah, when he wrote about Babylon, he thought it was talking about ancient Babylon. They didn't know about this new Babylon. Go ahead.
which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain,
That banner is this book. Go ahead.
upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto
Mountain
them.
meaning government. Go ahead.
Exalt the voice unto them.
And that's what we're doing right now. Go ahead.
Shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Go ahead.
I have commanded my sanctified ones.
We are the sanctified ones. Why are we sanctified? Why are we clean, holy? Because the Most High cleaned us.
That's right.
Go ahead.
I have also called my mighty ones
The angels.
for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness.
Go ahead.
The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of the nations.
So we know that that's not right. Read that verse again.
The noise of the multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations.
A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations.
Gathered together.
When Babylon was taken down, it was taken down by the Persians,
Yep,
Yeah.
which took down the Medes.
that's right.
Yeah.
The noise of the multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle.
Go ahead.
It says, they come from a far country.
So we know it's not talking about the Persians. The Persians were not that far from Babylon.
That's
Right.
Right.
It was in that same region.
Right.
It said they come from a far country. And I'm talking about this clown, faithful to the devil.
Right.
Go ahead.
From the end of heaven.
From
From
the end of heaven.
From the other side of the world.
Other side of the world.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole
To
land.
destroy the whole land.
That's right.
And the Lord didn't come down and destroy Babylon.
Right.
It was
Right.
the Persians that did that.
And they didn't
The whole
destroy
land
the
wasn't
They
destroyed.
didn't destroy the
That's
whole
right.
land because Babylon is still in existence today.
Yep.
That's Iraq, Baghdad, that area, off of the Euphrates River.
God.
Go ahead.
It says,
See, when the Most High opens your eyes to this, you can see this stuff crystal clear.
That's right.
That's why Baloo can't see that John the Baptist was in Harlem.
Oh well,
You
the
know?
prophets were called seers.
That's it. And
word's-
Baloo is not a seer.
He's not a seer.
He's seared.
seared, yeah.
Seer with
He's
a
about
hot
to be
eye.
seared with them missiles.
That's right.
How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction.
When the Babylonian pagan, ancient Babylonian empire was destroyed, that wasn't the day of the Lord.
God.
The day of the Lord is getting ready to come.
Gone.
Go ahead.
How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty, not the Persians. Go ahead.
Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one of another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy.
So it's not talking about ancient Babylon. It's not talking about Nebuchadnezzar's Babylon.
Because it wasn't laid desolate. It says, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in its going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease,
That's these devils.
and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold,
Israelite man.
Yep.
even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
That means a lot of so-called men are going to die in this destruction.
Yep.
A lot of men, man.
That's why the scripture say that 7 women shall take hold of one
All of
man.
one man. Men are going to be scarce.
Yup, it's gonna be a lot. Because when you read the few verses above that verse,
CNN.
it says that the men are gonna be killed in the wars.
Right.
Right.
It says 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place. That's talking about them nuclear missiles. That's what's going to shake the heavens and remove the earth out of its place.
And the Lord said that same thing in Haggai, the book of Haggai, the 2nd chapter.
Haggai, Isaiah 24.
He said, once more I raise up to shake the earth. Because he shook it during the time of Noah
Con.
with that water. But this time he's going to shake it with that fire.
I'm reading CNN, right? I guess this is a new thing coming up. Donald Trump blasts recount as ridiculous and a scam. So I guess he might not be the president. So they're playing games with these people. There's nothing on this. Let me go to BBC. Go ahead,
I know one thing that pissed these crackers off. If they kept
BBC.
Obama in there and at the same time declare martial law,
Oh, hell yeah.
that'll really piss those crackers off.
Yep. That's right. Back in Isaiah 13 and 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one to his own land. Why? Because you're gonna have these race wars that's gonna be happening. And in the end of it, when the day of the Lord comes, a lot of the people in this country are gonna be leaving. Because once all the hell breaks loose, martial law and all that, these nations they're gonna see that America.
They're leaving now, but they're leaving now.
Yeah. And they're gonna be over there in those lands that they live in, and they're gonna be looking at the shit that's going on over here. It says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
Raped.
That's right. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, and the Medes are the Russians.
Russians,
You know? So the Lord is going to stir up the Russians against who? America. Babylon the Great. It says, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
That means you can't make a deal and give them aid or, give them a certain amount of money.
That's right.
What's in their heart is to destroy you.
That's right. Their bows also shall dash the young men
ICBM missiles.
to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. It says in Babylon.
So you're going to do something, whether Trump or whoever, you're going to do something to make these Russians so goddamn mad that they're going to say, man, F this place and bomb the hell out of this goddamn place.
That's right.
It says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms,
America,
the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
Look at that.
And ancient Babylon was not overthrown by
Fire.
Sodom and Gomorrah was overthrown.
Blitzkrieg.
Right.
Gun. And it says the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency. That's you Rothschild and you Rockefeller, you Illuminatis.
Illuminati.
That's you guys, man. You're the modern day Chaldeans. Because you behind the scenes controlling everything. It says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation.
So how is that talking about
ancient Babylon?
Yeah, how is that talking about that?
Babylon.
It shall never be inhabited.
It shall never be inhabited.
Right.
It's inhabited right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guys, he's a fucking idiot.
Faithful
Faithful to ignorance.
To the devil. Faithful to ignorance.
The ignorance of the devil. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, you got nothing but Ishmaelites here selling camel meat, you know, and the bodega.
Well, we escaped that this week. That smoke, we escaped that this week. Yeah. Man, that smoke is terrible.
It is terrible. It's terrible.
Neither shall the shepherds make their abode there, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their
You still in where you at?
Isaiah 13.
Okay.
But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there.
Yeah,
Well,
if
no, I'm sorry, brother.
I'm sorry.
Read that part again about the doleful creatures.
Yeah.
But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures.
Now when you go back to Revelation 18,
Cut.
that's what it's talking about.
Cut.
Every unclean and hateful bird.
Cut.
Yeah.
Desert birds, scavenger birds.
Also Isaiah 34.
Yeah, Isaiah 34.
Cut.
And owls shall dwell there, and the satyrs shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces, meaning where all these so-called buildings were.
Yeah, like Hollywood and
Right.
yeah.
Instead of those buildings being up, you're going to have these desert-like creatures.
That's right.
White
Desert
House, the White House.
creatures.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And her time is near to come.
And her time is near to come. And her time is near,
It's near
to
to
come.
come.
Go ahead.
And her days shall not be
And
prolonged.
her days shall not be prolonged. And so with that, we're going to close. We hope you learned something. All right? And keep watching. And stay strong, man.
Con.
Things are getting ready. Things are moving quick now.
That's right.
With that, shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
You can upload that from my crib, right?
Con. Turn it off already?
No.